Resident Evil 4 is one of those generational games that decides how the future of a genre can change. Without it, there's no Dead Space, there's no Last of Us, there's no Evil Within, no Waifu Impact, no Gears of War, no Uncharted. Any and every over-the-shoulder third-person shooter probably wouldn't exist. But above all, and I say this with absolute certainty, the game that we wouldn't have been able to play today is none other than Bullet Girls 2 for the PS Vita. Another day, another game from the 2000s remade, another win for Capcom, and another sequence of ones and zeros making my PP hard. I'm so glad this game exists because I didn't get to finish the original. I was young, I was scared, and if you've seen my videos, eternally traumatized by recurring yet overused joke I keep making. But before anything else, we gotta get a bullshit claim out of the way. This game is not meant to replace the original. If it was, Capcom wouldn't have re-released it on the PS2, PC, Nintendo Wii, mobile phones, PS3, Xbox 360, PC again, PS4, Xbox One, the Nintendo Switch, and VR. So shut the fuck up, cause this game is fun as hell. Right off the bat, the presentation and attention to detail is astounding. Once again, the RE engine is Leon looks hot, Ashley looks hot, Luis is Spanish, Ada looks hot, Ramon no longer looks like a malnourished Chucky doll cosplaying as a registered sex offender. How dare you! The environments are a lot more detailed, the keys go in like the jewels you place into treasures go. The sound design in those super spooky moments gives me goosebumps. The Ganados, Las Plagas, the Regenerators, all the enemies are so goddamn ugly. I love them. The tone of the game is a lot darker, a lot more serious, but still maintains that B-movie feel.
Keep your kinky vibrator away from me, you fucker.
Leon still provides comic relief with his stupid-ass one-liners.
Where's everyone going? Bingo? Nighty-night. Nights.
Rejecting threesomes.
What am a one-lady type of guy?
Straight up shining a flashlight in a blind guy's face only to tell them.
Can't see me.
And being the only protagonist I know who actually interrupts the bad guy's monologue and shoots him in the face.
You talk too much. Mongrel!
Speaking of getting shot in the face, this has to be the most fun combat I've played in a Resident Evil game. Remember when I just showed you? Yeah, well, I gotta tell you something. I'm never gonna say no to a parry mechanic. And for Resident Evil to have parrying, you can parry so many attacks. Pitchforks, knives, projectiles. You can parry a Ganado's arm off. You can parry a Molotov. Why did I do that? All the weapons feel so good to use. Shotgun, blam, rifle, Shazam, bolt gun. Leon is no longer a rookie cop like in Resident Evil 2, so thanks to 6 years of training, he now knows how to suplex and roundhouse kick. And it feels so satisfying when there's a group of Ganados lumped together and then... Stealth is a non-intrusive option. There are portions in the game where it's absolutely viable to take advantage of it. You don't have to use it, but I'm kinda glad that the option is there. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but it's nice to have. Kinda like my editor's opinions on his favorite games. In one of my videos, I complain about the loot that I pick up I still never use. It's just endlessly long lists of items and armor and what's the point? But in this game, I am always in need of bullet. I am in need of knife. I am in need of resource. I am in need of golden egg. Just like in the original, storing items into your briefcase is kind of fun. It's like a neat little minigame, figuring out how to make it all fit into a tight space. Now, here's something you probably didn't know. There is an option to auto-sort your inventory, and if you do this,
you are gay.
Boss fights are so cool, so cinematic, and they're always different from each other, so no two battles feel the same. You have Shrek, the Plesiot from Monster Hunter, The Undertaker, Shrek 2, Predator, BDSM Hugh Jackman, and a super fun knife fight with Major Krauser that I thought was way up there in terms of my favorite boss fights. A lot cooler than Uncharted 4's sword fight with Wraith. I do hope that U3 gets added as DLC because I never got that far in the original and it just looks absolutely terrifying and I would like to have a go, please. One thing I really have to give this game credit for is an engaging, not out of place final act. With action survival horror games, the final chapters tend to focus a bit too much on the action, making them feel oddly disjointed. Resident Evil 7 had a boat, The Last of Us Part 2 had that weird Rattler camp, Resident Evil 8 became Call of Duty, Resident Evil 2 and 3 had those lab segments, and when Resident Evil 4 took Leon to a heavily armed island, I was just like... And then, you know, there was the stack helicopter segment. But just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in. It's time for a lesson. The main reason games like these are so widely revered that developers can't seem to wrap their heads around is because they focus on being fun. The Resident Evil 4 remake never feels stale to play. That's why there's a whole Mercenaries DLC focusing on the core gameplay. The story doesn't take itself seriously, the dialogue is silly without being cringy, and Capcom can get away with it because the priority is always whether the gamer is having fun. That is their loophole, where people will never question how grounded or realistic your game is. Why are there random ass shooting ranges in places that don't make sense? Who cares? They're fun. Why is there conveniently timed minecart fight segment where the enemies also have minecarts? Again, who cares? It's fun. Why are there jiggle physics on the model viewer? I think we should end the video here.
Hadouken!